Good evening, Essentially Powerful. Welcome to our back to school teleclass. Well, not really a teleclass anymore. Facebook Live. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to oil up as you guys all join me in here because it has just been one of those days. One of those days. You guys ever have one of those days? Today was one of those days. So we're going to be using all the oils coming into this class so that I can be here with all of you and not be in my day. Hello, hello. So as you're joining me, I would love to hear how old your kids are and when they're going back to school. And if you care to tell us if there's something that you are holding space for them or having intention for them or something you'd love to see happen differently for them, I would love to hear that. And I'm just going to continue to oil up because sometimes you just need all the oils to transition into leading a product education class mode. Anyway, in fact, if you guys don't mind, here's what I would like to do. I really need to ground myself. I need to get present, fully present before I start this class. And I gave it my best attempt in the car before I ran in the house from hockey practice and dog and all that stuff. And it did not stick because I didn't give it enough of a good time. So I need to do that first before we start. If you are a busy parent, you probably spend the day kind of running around and sometimes you're just not there. And so I'm going to get myself there so that we can have a much better class so that I'm not distracted and so that I'm grounded. So if you guys don't mind, you can do some deep breathing, you can pull out your oils, you can do whatever it is that you need to do to just get yourself fully grounded and where you need to be right now. And I'm going to do the same, okay? Because it doesn't serve anybody for this class if I'm not fully here, okay? So, give me 1 sec. I'm going to have my eyes closed. If somebody pops on and they're like, what the heck is she doing? Can somebody just type in she's grounding herself, and then I'll be back in 1 sec, okay? Okay. So much better. So much better. Thank you for giving me the space to do that, because now we can start. And sometimes I find that if your kids are going back to school, sometimes you need as much support as they do. So a lot of this class is going to be geared towards children and their needs, whether they're preschool or their college. But as you can see from the deep breathing and all the meditating I just did, sometimes we as parents need it even more than our kids to be able to be there and be grounded and hold the space for our children. And that's partly what I love about essential oils, because if you are in the process of putting on an oil and you're breathing it in, it allows you to take a moment and just have a little clarity, right? So, okay, thank you so much for giving me a few moments to do that. I feel so much better, so much better. Okay, so my name, those of you who are wondering, who's the crazy lady sitting there with her eyes closed, breathing? My name is Christy Collins. I am one of your diamond leaders from Essentially Powerful. I have 2 boys. They're 11 and 8. And in fact, we're just changing up all the things tonight. It's too hot in here. Okay. Let's see what else happens. You thought it was just back to school. My boys are 8 and 11, and I actually homeschool them. So we are going back to school in our homeschool, and they also do other classes and other things in the area. So they're out and about, and they're with other teachers, and we're packing up for the day. And so we kind of have all the same things, just in a different formulation as those of you whose kids go to school full time. This Product Education Facebook Live is one of a series of many that we do. We've done them every single month since December of 2012. So that's like over 4.5 years worth of these classes. Our goal is that those of you who have essential oils already and have Young Living memberships, we want you to be using your oils. We don't want them sitting there gathering dust on the shelf. We want to really empower you with confidence to use them, because they don't do any good if they're sitting there, right? So I have two audiences tonight. I have all of you lovely people who have all these beautiful children I can see. And you already have your Young Living account. You already have your oils. So I'm going to be speaking to you tonight. But then also, I know a lot of you like to share these videos with people who are curious about oils, or people who have heard about Young Living and are curious and they want to learn more. So I'm going to do my best to be helpful for both audiences. If you're brand new to oils, you don't even have a starter kit yet, don't worry. You're going to hear about a lot of things that you don't need to worry about yet. A lot of what I'm going to be talking about can also be done just with a starter kit that Young Living has. So tonight we're really focusing on going back to school with Young Living. And what I love about Young Living, I love especially about being a mom who uses Young Living, is that a lot of the stuff that used to freak me out doesn't freak me out anymore. You just feel really super empowered. And I'm seeing all these ages come through. Like, most of you have fairly young children, kids that aren't even in their teens yet. And when you have young children, you really need all the tools that you can get, right? You really need the tools to support them and to support you. And that's what's so cool about Young Living. I'm not a doctor. I am not here to prescribe, diagnose, treat, or cure anything. I'm sharing to you mom to mom, mom to dad, mom to grandma, mom to teacher. And I'm not going to be doing any kind of diagnosing. I'm going to be sharing everything above the wellness line, as we like to say, really talking about keeping well, staying well, preventing not being well. And so what I encourage you to do, as we always encourage you on Essentially Powerful, is to use your body as the guide, right? You use your body and your children's bodies as the guide. You start small and you start slow when it comes to essential oils, and we'll talk about that a little. But if you have any questions, you want to look at your reference guide, you want to talk to your healthcare practitioner, and you want to really use your judgment and your intuition as a mom. So everything that I talk about tonight, every product, every oil, they're all from a company called Young Living. And when it comes to especially essential oil and essential oil infused products, the company that you choose is extremely important. And I know all of you who are already on our Essentially Powerful team, you guys get this. You know Young Living is different from any other essential oil company out there. Our seed-to-seed promise, the quality, the purity of the oils, that is extra important when you're using them with children. Okay, and so that's why we pick Young Living. That's why I'm only sharing Young Living with you tonight, because that's what we use in our home and that's what we trust. Okay, let's see here. So there's lots, and I'm just looking at some of these comments. So many kiddos. It's looking like 3 to 10 years is kind of our average here. Okay, so that's perfect. That's perfect. So basically, I want to do a quick little overview too, especially for those of you who are brand new to essential oils. What are oils? So essential oils come from plants. They come from maybe the roots, the stems, the barks, the leaves, the flowers, the petals, all different parts of the plant. They support every system of the body, and they have hundreds of different compounds in them, which mean that they're the ultimate multitasker. So as parents with kids going back to school, we have to multitask all the time, and these oils are just set up perfectly to do that. You don't need to be an aromatherapist to use essential oils, although the aromatherapist would like you to think that you need to be an aromatherapist, but you don't. Most of us on our team have been using oils very successfully and very safely with our family for maybe a month, maybe a year, maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years. The three different ways that you use them, to keep it very simple, is either you use them aromatically, which means you can open up a bottle and smell it. You can also put them into a diffuser like this, add some water, put the oil in, and then it will come out through the top, make your home smell beautiful. So those of you who have your diffusers, I hope you've got them running every single day, all day long, to help really cleanse the air in your home and create the mood that you're looking for. So that's aromatic. The second way to use them is topically, so we can apply them on the skin. You saw me using Deep Relief at the beginning on my forehead. That's where the stress from my doggy is hanging out right now, so we're just going to provide some Deep Relief for that. So topically on the body, and then you can also use Young Living. I would not do this with any other essential oil, but Young Living's oils, some of them can be taken internally, so that means in food or drink. I'm going to highlight for you the different ways to use those oils in those 3 different ways as we go through this class. And my goal, hi buddy, is to take you through a day, a back to school day with your kids using Young Living. So we're going to kind of go through a day. So that rather than give you a laundry list of all the different things you can do, I'm going to try and build them in so you can imagine them and start to think of how they might integrate into your school day. Do you want to help me with the class?
No, I have a question.
What's your question? Quickly, please.
I have to take a shower.
You do have to take a shower. You just came back from hockey, yes. We'll touch on stinky hockey kids in just a few moments because we got stinky hockey. Okay, so let's start early in the day. No, go take your shower first. Let's start early in the day. School bus is coming, or I don't know, maybe you got a college kid and they're about to kind of like set off on their day. First thing I always do, and what we want to do, is start the diffuser, okay? We have diffusers in pretty much every room in the house, but if you just have one, you may want to put it in the kitchen for back to school time, because that's usually where everyone gathers, right? That's where everyone eats, that's where everyone's packing their backpack, that's kind of where the hubbub begins. So a couple things that you can put in the diffuser to get your day started off really well. It kind of depends on the mood that you want, right? So if you have kids who are just starting in school and maybe they're feeling a little nervous and you really want to help them feel really brave and strong and grounded, Valor is a wonderful oil to put in the diffuser. It helps you feel really courageous and like yourself. Cedarwood is one, and I don't have all the oils and products here with me today. I'll just show a few of them, but cedarwood is one that helps children feel really loved, protected, and safe. And so sometimes when they're going back to school, they really need to feel like it's okay, like they're safe, they're protected. So cedarwood can be great. It's also one of the ones that really helps with focus too. So if your kids are kind of bouncing all over the walls in the morning, cedarwood might be really helpful. We love to use frankincense if people need an attitude adjustment in our home in the morning, and also if we're trying to help kind of support overall immunity in the house. Frankincense is great. Let's say you have kids who maybe they went to sports practice and they were up really late, and then they did homework, and then they didn't go to bed till really late, and so they're kind of like sitting at the table like this, and you need to perk them up. Peppermint is a great one in the diffuser for that. So you can kind of blend different oils in the diffuser, or just put one in there to really match what you need for your kids that day. All right. Ningxia Red. So Ningxia Red contains essential oils, different citrus essential oils, but it also has wolfberries in it. Now, these are little pouches. You can see they're 2 ounces. I stock my wine fridge with these. Ningxia Red also comes in bottles. So if you like glass bottles, you can use that too, and then just pour it out into little shot glasses for your kids. Get some Star Wars shot glasses or Frozen shot glasses. Super fun in the morning. Why do I give my kids 2 ounces of this? Actually, here's the funny thing. I don't actually give it to them. My boys, like many kids, sometimes have trouble remembering the things that they have to do in the morning, which is why we have a chore chart printed out for each of them on the fridge, but they never forget to have their Ningxia Red. They go into the wine fridge, they take it out. Sometimes they even do 2 steps. Sometimes they put it in the freezer, freeze it the night before, and then they get it out in the morning and cut off the top and make it into a push pop. But they always remember their Ningxia Red. So it's something that they notice the benefit of, and that their body actually calls them to go do. And they've been doing that for like 2+ years. This is super high in antioxidants. We always hear, get your antioxidants, get your antioxidants. Well, I can't feed my kids the amount of food that would be required to get what's in this Ningxia Red. So this is a 2-ounce pack. Okay, I want to read to you how many antioxidants you would need to get the same antioxidant power as half of this. Okay, so to get the antioxidant power as half of this, you would need to have 100 oranges, 814 blueberries, 22 carrots, almost 11 pounds of spinach, 73 strawberries, 93 apples. For me, it is a lot cheaper to just give them this packet of Ningxia than to buy all that food. And they wouldn't even eat all that food anyway. So I love this. This gives them really sustained energy. It supports every single system in their body. It tastes delicious too. We add it to smoothies all the time. And it also supports their immune system. So back to school time, I want to get their immune system as strong as possible. So we take this all year round. Let's see. So that is a big part of our morning routine. The other thing that's a part of our morning routine, Mighty Vites. This is Young Living's Chewable Kids Multivitamin. It comes in 2 different flavors. There's like a grape, and then there's like this orange flavor. It doesn't have all the dyes and all the high fructose corn syrup and all the icky stuff that's in most kids' multivitamins. I have to tell you, you have to hide this though, because they ate the whole bottle in like 3 days the first time I bought this, and then I realized I had to parcel them out. So you may want to just put them out at their places and then hide the bottle because they taste very good. I've tried them. They're very good. So the other thing that I give my boys, they don't love the taste of this as much because those are just so stinking good. These aren't bad. I have these, but they're just not as good as the Mighty Vites. But these are Mighty Zymes. The reason these are so important is because kids, if they're not eating like 100% raw diet, they're not getting all the enzymes that they need. And my kids are not eating 100% raw diet, right? If your kids have processed food, if they're eating sugary foods, if their bellies are sensitive at all, if they need digestive support, they want to be having digestive enzymes. It's going to really help their body take some of the load off of digesting the food, absorbing the nutrients, and keeping a really good healthy belly all day long. So I know you've heard of probiotics. We'll talk about those later, but digestive enzymes are really, really crucial. These are also chewable, which I love. They're small. So what I have the boys do, I say, I don't know why they don't like the taste. I think they're fine. But anyway, so they have this and they chase it with their Ningxia bread. So those are the things that we do in the morning. Now, if you're sending your kids out to school, sometimes you have like a couple of things that you're trying to accomplish during the day. Now, I'm going to talk about a few. I'm going to talk about immune systems, and then we're going to talk about nerves, lack of focus, overwhelm, and hair protection, okay? So this is kind of, as you're sending your kids off, you're thinking, okay, what do I need to do for them oil-wise for the day? Those of you whose kids, how many of you have kids that really want to get like the attendance award? They don't ever want to miss a day of school. Maybe they love school so much, they never want to miss a day of school. Do you guys have kids that are like really bent on going every day? Give me like a thumbs up or something if your kids are really into going every day. And in the comments, write Fruit Loops in the comments if you really need your kids to go to school every day because you have to go to a full-time job and you can't afford to take time off if your kids are sick. And, or let's see, write Jazz in the comments if you just hate it when your kids are sick and you just never want to have to see your pediatrician ever, ever, ever again, okay? If that's true for any of you, you're going to be wanting to support your kid's immune system, right? So one thing I have found is the more touch points we have with Thieves, essential oil in our house, the less touch points we have with our pediatrician. We go to our pediatrician now once a year for our well child checkup. And other than that, he doesn't ever see us. I don't know if he remembers who we are when we come in. Anyway, so those of you who want immune support, pull the Thieves out of your premium starter kit and start diffusing the heck out of it every single day. Also, you can apply the Thieves to your kids, the bottom of their feet. You can apply it to their spine before they go to school as an extra protection. Now, if you have kids that are younger, or kids that haven't used oils before, or kids with sensitive skin, you want to dilute your essential oil with a carrier oil. Now, Young Living has one called V6. It's a blend of six different vegetable oils. The reason I love this is because it has no smell, so you really get just the essential oil smell, and it absorbs into the skin super, super fast. So I really like this. If you have a child that is celiac, there is wheat germ in this, so you wouldn't want to use V6 if they have celiac and if they can't have wheat germ on their skin. But you can also use coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil. You could use olive oil, although I think it makes a funny little smell. You can use sweet almond oil. You could use jojoba oil. I love jojoba oil for diluting because there's no smell and it just blends in really, really nice. So if you're putting thieves on their back, this is a hotter oil. It has cinnamon and clove in it, so it can heat up the skin when you apply it to a child. So if that's the case, just put it on the bottoms of the feet. You can still dilute if your child's new to oils. This smells to me kind of like hot tamale candy meets that like potpourri you get at Christmas time. It's just amazing. It smells so good. And this blend was designed specifically to support and maintain a really healthy immune system. So if your kids want the perfect attendance ward, you want to be having thieves. Now, thieves also comes in a Vitality bottle, which is the same thieves essential oil blend. It's just it has a different label that tells you can use it for internal use. Okay, so same oil blend, just a different looking label on the outside. But Thieves Vitality is a great thing that you can put in some warm almond milk, add a little bit of honey, add just 1 drop of Thieves to a whole mug full of that, and you can give that to your kids before they go to school in the morning, and that's called cinnamon milk in our house. Makes your throat feel nice and good and fresh, and also can support your immunity from the inside. If you have younger kids, if you have really younger kids, and if the Thieves is too strong for them, for whatever reason, you can use Palmarosa instead on their feet or on their spine. You could also use frankincense or even some lemon essential oil. Okay, so there's lots of different options for the immune system. The one thing that I like to do, remember I said Thieves, the more touch points with Thieves, the less touch points with a pediatrician. So that's where the Thieves product line comes in. So those of you who are on Essential Rewards, they have a really great extra discounted Thieves Essential Reward pack. So you can get the Thieves Foaming Hand Soap. So every time the kids wash their hands, they're getting Thieves, right? They have Thieves Mouthwash, which is super strong. So for kids, I would really dilute that with some extra water. Like just put a teeny bit in. Super strong. Kids don't need it straight up. Thieves Toothpaste. So then they brush their teeth every morning and every night. There's Thieves there, supporting the immune system, supporting their gums, supporting their teeth. What else is in there? The Thieves Household Cleaner. So when you clean your house and they're breathing in the fumes, they're breathing in not toxic fumes like most cleaners, but they're breathing in Thieves, which is not only going to clean your house, but also support your kids' immune systems, which is super, super cool. So anyway, check out all the Thieves lines. I would just get all the products, put them all over your house. They're really easy to use. There's Thieves laundry detergent, there's Thieves dish soap, there's Thieves dishwasher detergent. Just Thieves up your whole house. I tell you, it makes a massive difference in the immune systems of your entire family. When you transfer over all the conventional yucky stuff over to Thieves products, man, you're going to notice a difference, okay? All right, moving on. I want to talk about the kids who might get a little nervous. Maybe it's their first time at school, or maybe they're going to a new class or new teachers. It can be really great to take Valor and just Valor them up, right? Again, you can put this on the bottom of their feet. You can put this on their spine. You could put this on their wrists. You could put this on the back of their neck. If your child doesn't want to have oils on them, one lovely thing to do is you could even make diffuser necklaces with them or buy them. This one was made for me by Naya. She's one of our team members' daughters. She makes beautiful, can you see the sun on there? So you can make these out of clay and bake them, and then you just put a little drop of oil right there and it stays, and you can wear it, put it on your kids before school. What a great back to school gift, right? So then what they do is they wear their necklace, and when they want to smell their oil, they just bring it up and smell it. And when they don't need it, they just can tuck it in their shirt, right? This is great too. Oh, she's watching. Hi, Naya. So if you have older children too, or maybe even preteens who just want to smell like everybody else smells and they don't want the oils, but they really like the oils because the oils really help them, and so they're like, I don't know what to do. Diffuser necklace. You can get some really pretty ones on Etsy too. Like if they don't want clay, you can get some pretty silver ones, and then you can just put the drops in there. They can smell it and then nobody knows, right? They can be just like everybody else. Until all their friends start using oils, and then they're going to be the super duper popular one. Okay. The other one that you can try also is, oh, I don't have it here with me. Stress Away. Stress Away would be a lovely, no thanks. Thank you though. Stress Away would be a lovely one for your child to use, and then also for you to slather yourself with if you are nervous or stressed out at all about your kids going to school or facing the drop-off line or whatever it is that's stressing you out. Okay, I want to talk to you about focus and concentration, because I hear from a lot of moms that their teachers will contact them and say, you know, we're just having trouble with, you know, Sue's having trouble focusing and concentrating during school, and, you know, I don't know what to do and very distracted. So I want to talk to you about some oils that can really help with focus and concentration. So, and I don't have them all here. The first one's lavender. Okay, there's kind of this magic trio when it comes to focus and concentration. One is lavender. The next one is cedarwood, which we already talked about. And then vetiver. Vetiver is very grounding and balancing. So if you were to make a roll-on with, you know, like a 10 milliliter roll-on, and you were to put 15 drops of lavender, cedarwood, and vetiver in there, and then fill the rest with carrier oil and let your child take that to school and just roll it on the temples, back of the neck, the wrists, to smell whenever they needed to concentrate, that would really be a super duper school buddy for your child. You could also use brain power, you could use peppermint, you could use clarity, and what some kids will do is they'll even put it on a cotton ball and put the cotton ball in a baggie, and then they'll take the baggie to school and they'll just open it up and sniff it before they have a test. Again, if they don't want to have it on them. Does anybody have kids who are sensitive to other people's energy at all? Like they go to school and they take on the weight of everyone else, or they're really sensitive to arguments or disagreements, and they come home and it's just like, they just kind of let it all out on you. There's a really lovely blend. I believe it's out of stock right at this moment, but I really encourage you to put it on your wish list. Put it on your Essential Rewards wish list so that when it comes back in stock, you can pop it in your Essential Rewards order and get it. White Angelica. Okay, so White Angelica, I can see that there's actually moms who are sensitive too. I am too. So White Angelica will protect your or your child's energy. It's going to keep other people's energy out. It's going to keep their energy in. So you can just take a drop or two. Just one drop is all you need for your kids, and you can just rub it down the front of you, up the back of you, down your arms, right? And this is a really, really great shield. It smells amazing. Okay, so it's wonderful to protect everybody with. The last thing I want to talk about, I want to talk about scalp and hair. So if White Angelica is out of stock, frankincense or sacred frankincense or Sacred Mountain or the Northern Lights Black Spruce, any of the tree oils would be great for that. That's what I think is great, because if you're on Essential Rewards, once it comes back, you can cash in your points and then just get it right away. Yeah, it's a super duper popular one. Super duper popular. All right, let's talk about keeping your child's scalp and hair clean and healthy and free from everything except scalp and hair for school. Okay, so it's great to make like a healthy back to school hairspray for your kids. Okay, I'm not talking about the ones that you buy from the drugstore. I'm talking about making your own. You can take, like a 2-ounce spray bottle or so, fill it with water, and then add some essential oils in that will keep the scalp really nourished and clean, and really, really, really clean. So you could put in lavender, purification. If you only have the premium starter kit, you can do 20 drops lavender, 20 drops purification. If you've got a bigger stash of oils, you could do part lavender, part purification, and then throw in a few drops of Melrose and a few drops of geranium too. And then just spray your child's hair before they go to school. If you want, you could spray their hair when they come home too, but let's just talk about spraying it before they leave the door. okay? All right, let's talk about, I got some notes here about during school times, right? So we always think about what supplies we're buying our kids for school, like binders and crayons and, I don't know, folders and lunch boxes and all that. But I want you to really start to think about what kind of wellness toolkit can I put together for my child before they go back to school? Could you create a little bag, a little something to put in their backpack, or maybe they leave in their cubby at school so that they have it when they need it? And I want to help you think of some of the things that you would put in there. First of all, I think that all the Kid Sense oils are wonderful, especially if you're new to essential oils and you're sitting there and you're not sure what you can use on your child or what you have to dilute, sometimes back to school can be stressful and we want to make it as easy as possible. So the easiest way would be to take these Kid Sense oils. They're all pre-diluted for kids age 2 to 12. So they're already diluted with carrier oil. They're ready to just apply, right? Actually, I wouldn't do that one. We'll talk about that one later. My boys like to put roll tops on them. So there's a little roller. So that means you could just roll it right on your skin, right? I like this because then they don't have to put it on their hands to apply it. They just roll it right on. And then they don't put it on their hands and touch their eyes. So here are the ones that I think would be great for back to school. This one's called Genius, right? Super easy to tell what these are for. Kids get it right away. They know what Genius is for. This is for like homework time. This is for test time. This is for focus time. This is for being really super smart in school, right? Oh, that one's amazing. All right, then we also have Owie. Owie would be the one that they might go for after the playground, after like a super aggressive game of kickball or foursquare. They might want their Owie oil. Put on their knees, put on their elbows, right? Then we have tummy jies. So if your child eats the school lunch and then is like, oh, Mom, I don't like the school lunches. My belly doesn't like the school lunches. I'm going to send them with tummy jies. So they can just roll this right on their belly. Or if they have like a birthday party at school and they eat too many cupcakes, they just roll it right on their belly. And then Sniffles, right? See, these are so cute. Kids know what Sniffles is for, right? I already used this one. I'll use it again, right? Just like right there. If they're in classrooms that are cooped up and the windows are closed and it's really stuffy during the fall and the winter especially, Sniffles is a beautiful one. So you could send those with your kids if they're between the ages of 2 and 12. These are ready and set to go for them. Super easy. The other things that I would send there's 3 other things. One would be the Thieves Hand Purifier. Please don't send your kids to school with Purell. Even if they're asking you to bring Purell in, please don't do it. It has triclosan in it, which is a hormone disruptor. The last thing that our kids need are their hormone systems getting disrupted when they are young, okay? So Thieves, remember this blend that keeps you super strong and healthy? Young Living has made a hand purifier out of it. Really gentle, really safe. I love to use this before and after hockey. I love to use it when my kids go into the woods and they're playing and they're getting all sappy. They love to take it with them to take the sap off. Really good for cleaning the hands. The other thing that I put in my kids' bags whenever they go to school or to school in the woods is the Thieves spray. So there's a little bottle that has concentrated Thieves in it, and you can spray this. So how might a kid in school use a Thieves spray? How do your kids use it? I know a lot of you guys are using Thieves spray. What do your kids do with their Thieves spray at school? Because I imagine, so when my son goes to a homeschooling co-op this year, I'm going to send him with it. He's going to just spray his desk, right? He's just going to spray his desk down because somebody else was sitting there before him. Who knows if they wash their hands, right? Who knows what their cleanliness habits are like? So he'll just spray the top of his desk, right? If kids are using computers at school and they are using a mouse that somebody else has used, and who knows again if they're like picking their nose and touching the mouse, right? Just a little tiny spray, little tiny spray on the mouse is good. Smelly bags, bathrooms, sneakers, buses. You guys are using Thieves spray in a very smart way. Let's see here. All right, so the last thing is, so my son came down and was asking if he had to take a shower after hockey, and I told him yes. Do any of you have kids that are their hormones are starting to change and the armpits are making themselves known? Let's just say that. They're making themselves known, right? So you might tell them to shower, you might demand that they shower, all that stuff. But sometimes hygiene steps get skipped, right? And so I've heard, at certain ages, the teachers start actually sending home notes saying, please make sure your child showers and uses deodorant, right? So this can be especially challenging after, like if they play sports or they go to gym or PE class, sometimes things get a little stinky. So how do we beat the stink? Purification is an oil. Those of you who have starter kits, this is in your starter kit. Purification, think it purifies the air. It purifies toxins. It purifies stinky things, okay? So you could make them a little spray bottle full of some water and like 20 drops, 30 drops purification. They could spritz this under their armpits. They could spritz their clothes after gym. They can spray it in their hockey bags, in their football bags. They can spray it in their sneakers. That is what you can use to beat the stink. The other thing is there is a supplement from Young Living called Multigreens. And Multigreens has chlorophyll in it, which is a great internal deodorizer. So if your kids will swallow pills, they could take Multigreens. I mean, it's not just for the stink. It's amazing for energy. It's amazing for focus. And it's got all the greens in it, which our kids really need. If they don't take pills, you could open up the Multigreen capsules, put them in a smoothie with some Ningxia Red, and that can really help with the stink from the inside out, okay? Okay, so any of you nervous about approaching your child's teacher about using oils in the classroom? Or are there any teachers on the class right now that would love to share about how you guys are using oils in your classroom? I would love to hear. Because I have talked, and I'd love for you guys just to throw them out. I'm going to keep going because I don't want to be on all night with you guys, and I still have some more to share. But what I really suggest that you do is have a conversation with your child's teacher outside of school time, right? Don't run up the first day while she's greeting kids or he's greeting kids or like in crazy mode and say, hey, these are the oils that I want my son to use. And you want to save it for a time when you can talk to them, parent-teacher conferences or before school. Kind of set aside a time where they have some time. I would just sit down and explain to them, listen, we try to live a chemical-free home in our home life. We've gotten rid of a lot of toxins, and we've found a couple things that really support our son, and you'll see him. He's going to have some oils in his backpack. You might see him pulling out, his Genius oil before a test. He might be smelling it because it really helps him focus. You might see him spraying, his desk with a little bit of Thieves to clean off the desk. Just want to let you know what they were and see if you have any questions about them because they're really supportive for him. And this is what we'd like him to come to school and use. Okay, so just open up the conversation. Talk with them about it. Most teachers are thrilled to death not to have more toxins being brought into their classroom, and anything that a child is using that might help other kids calm down and focus more is usually like 2 thumbs up. You can also talk to them about the school list. Just because they put Clorox wipes, or well, I shouldn't say a brand, just because they put a certain brand of wipes on the list does not mean you have to bring those in. You can bring in Thieves wipes. You could bring in Thieves cleaner with some paper towels and just say, I really would prefer that my child uses this to clean their desk. They're very sensitive to chemicals and other smells. In fact, a lot of parents that I know will supply the classroom with Thieves household cleaner or with Thieves foaming hand soap or even the Thieves hand sanitizer, and the teacher is delighted because a lot of teachers are buying their own supplies. So to have something that's this high quality and this effective being supplied is always really exciting. Most teachers are usually really excited to talk about oils and what they can do, especially if they hear a little bit about it. So feel free to share this recording with them too, so they can get a little more information if they're open to it. Okay, let's talk about after school. So after school, the kids jump in the car. There's like so much. Yes, Hillary, you can use the Thieves wipes. Thieves wipes is great. I personally just use paper towels with Thieves household cleaner sprayed right on them. Okay, kids jump in the car after school. Energy is like flying around. This is a great time to use your car or your USB diffuser and get maybe some peace and calming going in the car, right? Peace and calming, maybe some Citrus Fresh, just to get the mood a little more chilled out, okay? If you're taking your kids off to sports practice, if they got hockey, basketball, baseball, football, whatever it is that they're playing, you may want to have a few things in the car for them, or just throw them in their, in their sports bag, right? Deep Relief is great. This is just great to rub on the body. Any muscle or bones that kind of need support after a tough sports practice, this is great for. It smells really good too. If you have teenage boys and they put on Deep Relief, actually, maybe you don't want them smelling too good. Anyway, they're going to smell really good. Cool Azul Pain Relief Cream. This is great for people who are doing, cross-country runs, any kind of workouts, weightlifting after school. They can rub this all over their muscles. It really helps their muscles to feel better and recover fast. Also for recovery. So my personal goal is to get all of the Gatorade and all those sugary, disgusting sports drinks out of the youth sports world. We do not need that junk going in our kids, okay? But yet we want our kids hydrated. We want the mineral stores replenished. We want them getting all of that. So what I'm going to do for my boys this year is Amino Wise. So Amino Wise is really for muscle recovery after workout, but it's also incredibly hydrating, and it's also great for minerals. So this smells really great. It's a powder. It has like a lemon lime kind of a taste, and you would just put some of the, you guys see, you just put some of the powder into water and just mix it. So they could take it with them. They could have it during exercise or after. It's more effective during or after, not as much before. But what a great option. Throw that in with some Ningxia Red. Tastes really, really good. Let's see. So that's for after school sports. As for after school snacks, couple things. We got Wolfberry Crisp Bars. My kids love the einkorn granola, which is really, really yummy. You put that on top of some yogurt. Maybe put a little bit of orange Vitality essential oil in there and mix it around. So good. If you like to make brownies or hot chocolate as an after-school snack, you could throw some peppermint essential oil in there. Really, really good. And then the last thing too, if you're looking for really quick snacks on the go, either in the afternoon or before school, Young Living has different protein powders. The one that most kids really seem to love is the Pure Protein. It comes in vanilla, it comes in chocolate. Throw it in the blender with some almond or coconut milk, a little bit of banana, a little bit of nut butter. Really, really good, nourishing and filling afternoon snack. Let's see. We already talked a little bit about focus during school. So if it's homework time is tricky after school when you get home, that lavender cedarwood vetiver combination could be magical for you. You could also try some brain power in the diffuser. You could try some black pepper or some motivation essential oil. Those are all great ones for homework time. The one thing I want to talk about too is the emotional aspect of school, because sometimes things happen at school, and have you guys ever had it where your kids came home and you could tell something was off, or you could tell they'd had a tough day, but they didn't want to talk about it. So you didn't really know exactly what was going on, right? So you can't really always help them process it verbally. But we can use oils to help them process it. The beautiful thing about essential oils is that they talk directly to the part of your brain that holds memories, emotions, and trauma. So even if a child doesn't want to talk about something, you can actually help them to process through and release some of their stuff from school. And it can be little things, right? Like, I remember things from my childhood that no one would have ever known it was a big deal, but it was like a big deal to me, right? Like stupid little things that like became little traumas that kind of embedded themselves in me. So a couple oils that you can use for that. Trauma Life is one. And you don't even have to say you're doing this, right? You can use secondhand oils. You could put it in their diffuser at night before bed. You could give them a foot rub the night before bed. You could throw it in their bath, right? You don't have to say, okay, I think you had a trauma at school, so let's use some Trauma Life. No, you just kind of, like we parents do, we just kind of throw things in that we know would help. So Trauma Life is great. There's also one called Inner Child and Release. So Trauma Life, Inner Child, and Release are really, really lovely for that. The other one, and might sound silly, but I have a dog who's kind of driving me nuts lately, so I this is on my mind, there's an animal sense blend called TOA. It's kind of like the trauma thing for animals and pets. I happen to think it smells like the most amazing thing ever. I wear it as a perfume. So if you have pets and children who need help with little or big traumas, TOA could kind of do both sides, okay? It smells quite wonderful. So you could have the child put the TOA on the dog. And in doing so, they're not only soothing the dog, but they're also soothing themselves. And then you'll smell it and you'll be soothed too. And it's just like this beautiful trio, okay? All right, let's finish up by talking about bedtime. All right, I know one of the things I love about homeschooling is we don't typically have to wake up as early as all of you do who go to school. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you get out. I know that kids have to get on the bus pretty early. So it is imperative that we have a really good night's sleep, right, for our kids. And so sometimes they're keyed up, they're revved up. It's kind of hard. So a couple things, a couple oils. Tranquil is wonderful. Let's actually talk. If you only had the premium starter kit to work with, lavender is going to be a great best friend. Lavender, frankincense would be great. The next ones that I think all parents should have, I would want every parent to put in their first essential rewards order, is peace and calming and valor. We've talked about those already. Every parent needs peace and calming and valor. These are lovely in the bath. They're lovely in the diffuser at night. Something like Tranquil or the Rutavala that was one of the freebies last month would be great, just rolled right on their little toesies, right? Just roll it right on their toes. You could roll it on their foot and give them a little foot massage as well. Those are really great. I also really believe that all children should have a probiotic to help keep their gut health really solid, because we know that the gut is directly tied to our brain, and it's also tied to our immune system. So if we want our kids doing well in school academically, and we want them staying healthy, we really need to support the gut. So we talked about giving them Mightyzymes in the morning as digestive enzymes, but I also think that all kids should have a probiotic, and Young Living has a great one called Life 9. So if we give it at night before bed, there's less competition in the gut, right? It can do its work because at night the kids aren't eating, right? So there's no food competition. So if your kids can't swallow capsules, Life 9 is a capsule, but you could just break it open, put it into a smoothie. It's not going to be as effective as if it were in the capsules, but again, better some probiotic than no probiotics. Okay, that's my philosophy. And last but not least, let's say you've done your oils, you've done your probiotic, you've massaged them, all that, but they're like keyed up. They are so excited about school, or they're so nervous about school, or they're just like, they just got back from sports practice and their bodies just can't calm down. What can you do? Okay, you can't knock them over the head. It's not an accepted parent practice. Neither are other things, which I won't mention. But you can give them ImmuPro, okay? I mean, if your child is older, if your child is like kindergarten age and up, you can give them ImmuPro. Now, if they're younger, like kindergarten age up until probably like age 10 or so, I give them a quarter or so, maybe a half. You've got to use your parenting intuition. You've got to look at the ingredients. You've got to look at your child and see how much. But you start really small. So these are chewable tablets again. Again, for my boys, they get a half of each, and they're 8 and 11. These are chewable. They have melatonin in them, which is what helps them calm down and go to sleep. They also have zinc in them, and they have that wolfberry that was in the Ningxia Red, right? So this is also not just supporting sleep and helping them calm down and get deep sleep, it also is supporting their immune system. So we use this not every night. You don't use melatonin regularly with kids, but when it's needed. And you as a parent know there's sometimes it's just needed. So this can be like your best friend. Adults can take this too, and sometimes this is really helpful for adults. It's not just a kids thing, but it can be a whole family thing. The last thing I want to cover is just a few notes for college kids, right? Because obviously a lot of what we talked about, technically, even though college kids would never want to admit that they struggle through some of the same things as a 6-year-old, sometimes they do. So, if they're nervous, give them Valor. If they need help with being away from home, send them with some TOA or some peace and calming, right? But college kids kind of have their own little, thing going too. So, okay, I think all college kids need a diffuser in their room. They need a diffuser, right? I know how dorms smell. They need some purification to clean the air. They probably are going to need some clarity or some motivation or some frankincense or some peppermint to diffuse during study hours, during, before tests, right? They're probably then going to need some lavender, some peace and calming, valor at night to help them sleep. So a diffuser is an absolute must. Send your college kids with a diffuser. The other thing they're probably going to need, most college kids start, if they're not drinking coffee before they go to college, they start when they go to college. So I remember I would stay up really late, and then you just kind of start doing weird stuff in college because your sleep is so out of whack, right? So I suggest sending your kids with either one of two things. Either Ningxia Nitro. So this has Ningxia Wolfberry in it as well. This is a great naturally caffeinated little pouch of liquid. So you just open the top here and just suck it down. It's really good. Or you can put it in with your Ningxia Red. So this is not only great for your college kids' energy levels, it would be a great replacement for coffee or, God forbid, Mountain Dew or any 5-hour energy drinks or any of that stuff, right? So send them with a couple boxes of Nitro. Not only will this help their energy and keep them, up for those crazy late hour study sessions that I'm sure they're doing. Also, it is really great for mental acuity and focus. So when Gary Young created this, he really wanted to give us not just something that would keep us awake in a non-jittery and sustained way, but also something that would really help when we had to think, right? So I love to do this before I have to do a class. I can't do it before these classes because it's too late at night, otherwise I would have, but they really help me not only to be awake, but also to think clearly. So double whammy for your college student. If they really love, if they're like a big soda fiend, they just love like those sugary, caffeinated drinks, try a case of Ningxia Zing. So this is a caffeinated drink that Young Living has. It has way less sugar than any of those other drinks do. In fact, I think it's all stevia. I think it's all sweetened with stevia. Way less caffeine. So, but it's going to help give them that like little boost that they need, but it's not going to make them and mess with their adrenals. Okay. We don't want our college kids' adrenals getting shot if we can help it. So it has 35 milligrams of naturally occurring caffeine, 35 calories, right? And only 8 grams of sugar. Most soft drinks have up to 49 grams of sugar and up to 180 calories per can. So the Ningxia Zing would be a great habit to start. Let's see. I think we're done. Are there any quick questions that people have? Pop your questions in, and I want to just wrap up, and then I'll answer a few questions as I'm finishing. So those of you who are already a member of Young Living, you already have your starter kit. You can use a lot of the things I talked about tonight because you already have a diffuser, you already have oils. If you got the Thieves starter kit, you already have all your Thieves products, so you're already all set in the immune department. If you got the Ningxia Red starter kit, you've got your Ningxia Red bottles, you've got your Ningxia Nitro, so you're good on energy, cognition, mental acuity, focus, full body support, and all of that. Okay, so your next step is to look through some of the things you wrote down during this class and to make a little wish list, right? Because I'm sure that you heard at least 1 or 2 things that may help your kids. Now, you're not going to want to show up the day before school starts with like a boatload of 30 oils and 20 supplements and say to your kids, okay, here we go. This is your back to school routine, because that's going to be too much for them, too much for you, right? So we do Young Living just like we do everything else with our kids, slow and steady. We introduce one thing in before we go to the next, right? They learn to finally make your bed, then we start having them do the dishwasher, right? You can't do too much at once. So when you've got your wish list, I want you to look at it and I want you to prioritize it. I want you to think, okay, what would really help my child the most would be some focus oils, and I think also that Ningxia Red, right? And maybe like the Thieves hand sanitizer. I don't know what it will be for you, but something's going to jump out at you, and I want you to trust your intuition. So that's what you would put in your first month's Essential Rewards order. Essential Rewards is basically Young Living's loyalty program. So when you're making shifts like this for yourself and your kids, again, you want to do it like a few steps at a time. So when you do that with Young Living and you commit to ordering monthly, you only have to order 50 PV each month, right? So really, really easy to do. And you can put just a few things in your order each month. And then the next month, try a few other things, right? So it's a really easy way to try things. And when you order through Essential Rewards, Young Living is going to give you points back, right? So you're going to earn between 10 to 25% of your order back in points that you can then cash in for other free stuff, right, down the road. So it all depends on how long you've been on Essential Rewards, how many points you earn. You can go onto our team Facebook page, and there are great videos on there where you can learn all about Essential Rewards. But that's the best way to do Young Living. It's the best deal. Not only do you get points back for free stuff, but you also get extra free goodies every single month. So if you're not doing Essential Rewards yet and you want to get some of the things you heard about tonight, just set up your first order. Go into the virtual office, you can log in, you can set up your first order, and then when next month comes around, check in with us. We can help you figure out what to put in the next month. You can cancel at any time. So I always tell people if they're on the fence, just get started with it, earn some points. If at any point down the road it's not working for you, you can just cancel out. No big deal. But most people don't cancel out because it's super fun. And once you start getting all these points and freebies, it's like Christmas every month of the year. If you got this video and somebody from our Essentially Powerful Oil team shared it with you and you don't yet have a Young Living account, please reach back out to them, ask them to explain the different starter kit options to you and help you figure out which one would support your family the best. None of us sell oils. We don't have an inventory. They won't be able to get you started. What they're going to do is they'll send you to the Young Living site. They'll give you their member number so that you'll be with them. Which makes sense. We like friends to stay with friends. And then you can order your kit and Young Living will send it directly to you. Once you have a wholesale membership with Young Living, everything that you order from that point on is 24% off the retail pricing. So that's the way that most of us get started. Let's see. What else was I going to tell you all? I'm seeing some questions coming through. So, the last thing I want to let you know. You guys know that Young Living offers promotions every month, right? They give you free oils, free stuff. This month is kind of crazy. If you go to the very tip top of our Essentially Powerful Facebook page, the graphic at the top is always the monthly promotions. So if you aren't sure what's offered for free that month, just go there and you can see. I really wanted to tell you especially about the 300 PV order because when you order the 300 PV, you get Owie, you get Tummy Jies, Sniffles, Genius, and the one I forgot to tell you about, the other Kid Sense oil, which is Sleepy Eyes. You get all of those for free, all 5 of the Kid Sense oils, plus you get 4 other bottles of oil for free. Okay, I don't think I have them all here, but let's see. Clarity I do have, 15 milliliter. You get Envision, you get Citrus Fresh, and Lemon Vitality. So you would get 9 oils for free. If you order less than the 300, there are still freebies that you can get. So pop on up to the graphic so you can see as you're crafting your orders for this month. Those who are on Essential Rewards always get more freebies than those who aren't. So if you haven't started Essential Rewards yet, this would be a great month to do so. All right, let me look at some of these questions. Chad has sensory processing issues. What might support them? So I think the first place I always suggest that people go, because I really think it's good to become your own best oil expert, is to go to your desk reference and look up in your desk reference and see. I would go start with some of that Magic Trio, the lavender, cedarwood, and vetiver, and maybe start with that. Perhaps some frankincense. But to be honest, I think your child is going to be your best guide, right? Because if children have if they're picky about how their environment is, sounds are, clothes are, all that, they're probably going to be, selective about which oils they want to use. So I would offer them a selection and see which ones they gravitate towards. Kids are so smart. They just know. And even when they're too young to read the names and they don't even know what the oils are, they intuitively often really pick the right one. So you're going to want to start really slow with them, really dilute them, let them go at their pace. they might need a lot less drops of oil in the diffuser than you do. Maybe one would be enough, you know? So I would follow their lead, really. Or follow your intuition, because usually, you know, the moms know really well. Let's see. Okay, was that the only question? I think so. So there were lots of ideas tonight, and if you were starting to think of other moms or other dads or teachers or grandparents or people that you know that might be helped by this, we will try to get this into a YouTube format so that you can go ahead and share this and spread the oily love everywhere. Becky, for the desk reference, the one that I love is from Life Science Publishing. It's called the Essential Oil Desk Reference. I always get the big, huge, massive one because that has everything in it. All the products, everything in it. And you know, we're always FDA compliant when we talk about oils and talk about everything. But when you look in the book can kind of say whatever it wants. So that's the fun part of having the book. You can look up a lot of different things that you won't hear from us here on Facebook. And you can also look on Amazon. There are other books. May or may not be as comprehensive, but there are other books on Amazon. And then there are also apps on the phone. So if you really like to just be on the go and like look at them on the phone, I'm not an app person, so I don't even have a name for you. But if you go on our Essentially Powerful Facebook page and just put in the search function there, just type in app, it'll pull up a whole archive of apps that people have discussed. You'll see the screenshots from them so you can see what they look like. And if you don't find what you need, just post a question on the page and people will jump in and help you out, tell you which ones they like. All right? Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that this was helpful for back to school. I hope this is your healthiest, most peaceful, best attendance, best grades year ever. Please use Young Living. Call upon these tools. Call upon these oils to be you and your kids' best friends because they are kind of wellness partners like no other. All right? I hope you have an awesome evening. Bye, everybody.